Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. And I know this is a little different for some people. However, again, long story short, I'm out of town with my family. I do have the ring light. I just tried to put that ring light together, and I got frustrated, so I left it alone. Baby, let me tell y'all something. I had to run upstairs because, baby, I'm on family vacation right now, and my niece Bailey, baby, the way she downstairs screaming bloody murder because she don't want to wear a dress. It's a sleeping gown, but my sister said she picked it out. So they just got out the tub and they put her on the dress, and she starts hollering and screaming and crying like somebody just like somebody like the boogeyman chasing after her. So I said, baby. I said, it's time for me to go upstairs and close my door. That's exactly what I did. Baby, you got your grandparents downstairs, your mama and your daddy. Girl, y'all don't need my help. I'm gone. So, anyways, I'm upstairs. Um, just doing a quick video. Just wanted to run my mouth and talk about the people. Now, we're going to get into Brandi Glanville. Now, just a heads up: if you are eating, if you have a very sensitive stomach, this is just an FYI, baby. I'm about to put a picture on this screen, and it is a complete disaster. Let me go ahead and tell y'all what happened with Brandi. So, Brandi Glanville is a reality star. I guess you can call her a reality star. Well, she was on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. She was married to Eddie Cibrian. Baby, that fine one, baby. That thing is fine. He cheated on Brandi with Leanne. I think Leanne cheated on her husband with Eddie, and Eddie cheated on Brandi with Leanne. Eddie also slept with Sheena Shea from Vanderpump Rules, but Sheena said she didn't know he was married. Girl, we love to say we didn't know he was married. Girl, I understand, Sheena. It happened to the best of us, baby. Um, anyways, this ain't about me. So Brandi, I just want to put this picture up for a few seconds, baby. Look at Brandy's face. Mm, 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 mm. Now I know you might feel sorry for Brandy, but don't feel sorry for Brandy, and I'm gonna tell you why. So this is according to People.com. What happened to Brandi Glanville's face? Inside her facial disfiguration and the beauty hack, she tried to fix it. Oh, Brandy. So Brandi Glanville has been facing an ongoing health struggle. Since 2023, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star has been publicly chronicling her search, I was about to say sex, for her search for answers after developing a mysterious illness that resulted in facial disfigurement. Her health journey began around July of that year when she was diagnosed with stress induced something. Okay, I ain't even gonna try to pronounce that, baby. A condition that caused severe facial swelling. But over 2 years and numerous treatments and tests later, Glanville is still grappling with her health issues, which she now suspects are caused by a facial parasite. During a December 2024 appearance on Page Six, a virtual reality podcast, the Traders alum opened up about the rough 2 years she has been having and the mental toll it has taken. More recently, she sparked concern from online fans after she put Nair on her face as a beauty hack, which she claimed led the parasite to move. She explained in a TikTok on August the 3rd that when she has an exfoliated face, it pisses the parasite off. However, she shared that she might have overdone it as she was in some pain. Bitch. Fans commented, and she might have a chemical burn, and she should go to the emergency room. Baby, let me tell y'all something. So I'm a very, very hairy, baby, like gorilla hairy person. It's sad. You know what? I think God punished me because I absolutely despise body hair. Um, I just always have. I don't like body hair. Um, I just don't. If I could be smooth, I would take. Oh, y'all don't even understand. Um, but yeah, I'm hairy. So sometimes, just depending on how I feel, I may nair like my arms. And I remember one time we had went to Atlanta. This was probably about. Oh, this was when I ran into cousin Yaya. Shout out to cousin Yaya. I had ran into cousin Yaya at the club. So that was probably about what, 5, 6, 7 years ago? I can't remember. But anyways, so prior to going out, I waited until I got to Atlanta to nair my arms. Now, mind you, I've been using Nair for years, probably like since my 20s. And so you have to, if you're not familiar with Nair, Nair is one of those things where baby, you got to get her on and get her off. If you leave her on for 30 seconds longer, baby, you are gonna be toe up from the flow up. Anyways, I think was drinking that night. I was in the room listening to music. Girl, I slathered this Nair on my arms, and I left it on just a tad too bit longer than what I was supposed to. And I just remember feeling a burning sensation. And then I went into the bathroom and hurried up and tried to get it off. And when I was wiping the hair off, I also noticed some of my skin coming off. It was baby, it was right there in the crack. Like the crack of your elbow. That peak. Right there. The right here, that right here, right in the middle of your elbow. That skin just came off. When I tap burnt my whole arm, and it was so noticeable. And I was so mad because I was going to wear a cutoff shirt that night. I ended up wearing a jean jacket because I could not go inside the club with girl half of my skull. When I say I looked like a third-degree burn victim, it was bad. And I remember it just burned for like. I just remember it burned for like, if I felt like a burning sensation. It didn't start to really like go away or heal for about 3 to 4 days. It was a mess. It was horrible. So this bitch done put some nair on her face. I know her face is on fire because the way I felt with my arm. Now I was still able to. I mean, I still was in them streets now. Okay, babe. I just threw that jacket on, and girl, I punched it. Okay, and then the next day, I remember I went to Publix, and I think I got like some Neosporin or something like that, and I would just put that on, um, you know, to help with it. But she put this on her face, so I know her face is feeling just an absolute disaster. Girl, you need to go to the hospital. You really do, because at this point, Brandy says it's a parasite. In my opinion, I don't know, girl. I can't give my opinion because I'm not a doctor. So, girl, I'm just going in my messy opinion. That's how I'm going to frame it. In my messy opinion, I think the bitch just got a hold to some bad fillers. Brandy was such a naturally pretty girl. Not like this overly beautiful, gorgeous woman, but just a pretty girl. Like, I don't think anybody would look at Brandy and say, oh, she's unattractive. Will people look at her and say she's drop dead gorgeous? No. But she was just like a pretty girl to me. So for her to go from that to where she looks now, again, and we were just talking about this on Patreon about Summer Walker, and how I'm very much post plastic surgery, but it just goes to show that people see what they see. Like Brandy didn't see a pretty girl clearly, because if she did, she wouldn't have went and got all that work done to her face. And so now, fast forward, girl, you went from girl, Brandy, Eddie Cibrian's ex-wife to girl cousin Id. Oof, my God, today. You know, it is what it is. I hope Brandy can, get it together and they can figure out how to help her because can we talk? Can we talk? Let me try to play some of this video because I want y'all to. Brandi is giving me mental illness too.
Okay, guys, I'm getting back to you because I don't know how to do TikTok, and I know I look attractive. So, good news, you guys don't have to spend a lot of money on peels and lasers anymore, because I decided to put NAIR on my face, because when I have an exfoliated face, it pisses the Caroline off, whoever's living in my face, just right here right now and right here. And then she moved up here when I did the NAIR. And yeah, but you know what I mean. So, NAIR is the fountain of youth. I figured it out, but I overdid it. 7 minutes, don't do it. But right now, my mom, because she trusts me, I'm coloring her. She had the wrong color hair. I'm coloring her hair, and then I'm gonna laminate her brows, which I've done to myself. I do it all the time.
Is Brandi not giving you mental illness? Tell me she's not. Tell me Brandi is not giving you mental illness. It's just sad. And the to me, if she is going through something mentally, which I'm sure she is, hell, I can't even blame her. If my face looked like that, bitch, girl, just shot my face off, baby. Girl, just shot me off at the neck, honey. It ain't even worth it, baby. It ain't even worth it. Mm-mm. Just let me go. Girl, that's a mess. Anyways, shout out to Brandi. Again, I hope she can figure it out. You know, at one point, I thought Terry Dubrow was supposed to be helping her. I don't know. I don't know if she's going, girl. Maybe her check bounced, and Terry said, "Bitch, you gotta go somewhere else, bro." Terry said, "Baby, this ain't no welfare office, baby." Maybe the check bounced, and Terry said, "Absolutely not, baby." I thought you had a little bit of shang-a-lang-a-lang. Oh, shout out to Brandi. All right, y'all. Let's move on. Baby, listen to this. So this is according to TMZ. Sean Diddy Combs still stuck in jail. Judge denies bail.
Denied.
I'm supposed to feel sorry for that bitch. I don't.
Sean Diddy Combs isn't going anywhere, at least for now. He was again hoping for a taste of freedom, but the judge in his criminal case just denied bail for the second time pending his upcoming sentencing. Judge Aron, maybe I don't know that man's last name, ruled Monday against granting Diddy bail, siding with the federal prosecutors keeping Diddy locked up at MDC Brooklyn as he awaits his October the 3rd sentencing for his conviction on a couple Mann Act charges. In his order, the judge said there was no exceptional reasons warranting a release before his sentence. As we first reported, Diddy filed a new motion for bail last week, with his legal team arguing he's probably the only man in America behind bars for hiring and transporting male sex workers across state lines to bang his girlfriend. Baby, that is so trifling. That's how they worded it, girl. That's how I'm not making these words up. His defense says there's no binding precedent for keeping him in jail before sentencing. The judge disagreed, saying Diddy's attorney might have a point about the Mann Act, except for the fact his case involved evidence of violence, coercion, or subjugation in connection with acts of prostitution. Baby. He also addressed the defense concerns about conditions at MDC Brooklyn, where Diddy is being held. The judge said jail staff has been able to keep Diddy safe, even during an incident of threatened violence from an inmate. The bad boy founder proposed a bail package with a $50 million bond and said he would chill at his Miami home and limit his travel to Florida and New York if granted, but the judge isn't having it. I'm with the judge. While the $50 million didn't sway the judge as far as releasing Diddy on bail, he warned this ruling will have no impact on his decision about sentencing on October the 3rd, which he points out is just 60 days away. Now, all eyes are on President Trump because we've been told Trump is more than open to pardoning Diddy and POTUS has been waiting to see what the judge did with Diddy's latest bail petition. Girl, you was still found guilty though. Like, you was in jail, you was found guilty, and you think you should be released. Diddy was still found guilty. He just wasn't found guilty on what people probably wanted him to be charged guilty of, or convicted guilty of. But he was still found guilty on 2 out of the 4 or 5 charges. And he's a violent person. I want somebody to tell me that if you saw Diddy doing what he did to Cassie, to your daughter, to your mama, to your grandmother, that you would not label him as a violent person. If he did what he did to Cassie in that hallway to you, would you label him as a violent person? He's violent. He's violent. Anyways, it is what it is. And then you got Gina with her stupid ass. I'm sorry. It's we talked about Gina, aka Virginia B. Gina is girl, that girl don't get no grace from me. I'm sorry. I try to give victims of DV grace, right? Because from what they say, it takes about 6 or 7 times for a person to actually leave a situation. In Gina's case, she's lying. Because you were just down to Tasha K's YouTube channel some years ago saying how Diddy was stomping your ass. Then for you to turn around and write a letter talking about, girl, he really ain't violent. Girl, what? You say he monkey stomped you and knocked your head between 3 washers and 3 dryers. And girl stomped you and kicked you like you was a kickball, girl. Anyways, all right, y'all, let's go ahead and move on. I was about to get worked up. All right, so the other day we talked about Sha'Carri. Is that how you pronounce her name? That's what one of the cousins said in the comments. I call her Sha'Carri. You know, I will call somebody anything. Baby, I'm going to call Hallie, Haley, girl. I'm going to call Nail from Love and Marriage Huntsville, Nail, or Neil. You're going to either be, girls, North, going to be either Southwest, Northwest, Spirit Airlines, American Airlines, Delta, United. Blue going to be turquoise, girl, purple, orange, red, and green. Whatever, y'all know how I be talking about most of the time anyways. But yeah, so Sha'Carri, they say that she was out here, girl, banging and swinging and knocking her boyfriend's head between the washer and the dryer at the airport. Girl, they say she pushed. Girl, they say, it's not funny. It's not funny. It's not funny. It's really not funny, because if the roles were reversed, girl, we would be having a fit. Well, no, I would be having a fit. People really don't take DB seriously anyways. But they say she pushed that man so hard he flew into a column. Okay, I kind of added the flew part into the column. They say he fell into a column, but I feel like he probably flew. Sha'Carri gave me she's strong as hell. Now the people also said, now I don't know because I wasn't there, but the people also said that this is not Sha'Carri's first time being involved in a DV situation. I think they said something happened between her and her girlfriend. Sha'Carri, she's a little greedy. She's a little greedy. Everybody thought she was a lesbian. I think Sha'Carri is bisexual. Well, I don't know what she is, but she like boys and she like girls. And she probably likes some other stuff too, but I don't know. But yeah, Sha'Carri has a boyfriend right now. And so he came out the other day and he did an interview speaking on Sha'Carri being arrested. And this is what he had to say. Just take a listen.
I feel like it was just a sucky situation all around. Like, I don't feel as if, like, she should have been arrested. You know what I'm saying? Like, people have discussions and emotions and stuff like that. And she have, like, things that she need to work on for herself, of course. And so do I, so do you, like, everybody. And I'm the type of guy, like, I'm in the business of just, like, extending grace and mercy and love. And I feel as if, like, I don't try to look at obstacles either. Like, I just look at, like, situations like this to just, like, take a step back, analyze yourself mentally, and then just try to see what you can do to be your best self so that you can move forward, so you can just be the type of person and the human that God needs you to be for his kingdom and for his glory. And so That's kind of how I look at the situation, and I hate the narrative too of just like, you know what I'm saying, it's so negative. But like I said, it's just like in the state of Seattle, even talking to the cop or whatever, he was just like, it really was nothing I could do, and just like I understood. But I mean, like I said, it was just a sucky situation. But she's a human being and a great person. And I feel like, you know what I'm saying, like we've been able to be like really good teammates like all year. And I hate that narrative too because, you know, us coming together, like we're just two like real dominant personalities. And she's, to me, the best female athlete in the world. Like I see it every day. And like, you know, for me in my process, like I just said, like moving training groups, a whole new environment, a whole new, you know what I'm saying, training setup, different than what I've been in the past, like, you know, 10 years of my, you know, track and field career. And transitioning and then still coming back running 9.8 and feeling like I got so much more to give. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my path, that's my journey, and like being so up close and personal with her every day. And like I watched this girl like fall on the track like in February and walk it off like it was, you know what I'm saying, like a cramp, but get back up and have to take like a month and a half of just like rehab and trying to come back. And then 3 weeks later like have a competition and like, you know what I'm saying, like she just has a lot of things going on and like a lot of emotions and forces going on inside of her that like not only I can understand, but you know nobody can, because she's 1-on-1 and I'm 1-on-1 too. And so I know everything is happening in God's plan, because obviously he's 1-on-1, and so that's really the main focus and the thing that I just wanted to say. And I know that like it's been a tough journey for her this year, but she gonna bounce back. And like I said, I see it every day. She's the best female athlete in the world, and she gonna be just fine. She gonna be good, and I'm gonna be good too. So it is what it is.
That was nice. I'm going to say this. It's nothing. Being in a situation where someone is putting their hands on you, regardless of gender, I don't look at you defending that person or not wanting to speak the truth. I don't know if that deserves an applause. Like, I mean, I guess it's nice. It just sounds like, if anything, they probably won't break up. I don't know how I would feel if I had a child who, like, if I was his parents, I would feel a certain way that if I spoke to you and they're saying that on camera they showed this person being aggressive towards you and pushing you and, you know, putting her hands on you, and then you turn around and do an interview and, you know, I mean, it is what it is, you know, pretty much uplift her. I would feel away. Now, I think it might be a little bit different if he uplifts her and then breaks up with her. Like, I really could have just went in front of that camera and laid you low. But I'm going to spare you, but I still don't want to be with you. I think that would be one thing. That would be one thing for him to say that. But I don't know how I feel about. I just feel like once you start putting your hands on each other, baby, it's time to leave the relationship. That's all I believe, and that's it. That's really it. I wouldn't want my son, daughter to be in any relationship with anybody, and people can't keep their hands to themselves. If you want to defend her, okay, girl, whatever. But to still be with her after this, no. If I were the parent, I would try and convince him to leave her. Yes, I would. Now he's grown, so he's gonna do what he want to do. Like, right? We all grown. We all gonna do what we want to do. But I would not support this relationship. Not after I found out that, baby, if she acting a fool at the airport, then she's definitely acting a fool behind closed doors. That's how I look at stuff. Depending on how you act in public, that kind of gives me a view of how you act behind closed doors. If you're willing to act a fool at the airport of all places, then you definitely act a fool at home. Anyways, shout out to them. What's his name? Christian Christian Coleman. That's his name. I mean, some people are praising him for not speaking, against her. I don't know if I would praise him. I mean, I guess I could see. I mean, I guess he needs to leave her and she needs to leave him. Girl, y'all putting y'all hands on each other. Not y'all. You're putting your hands on him for what we can from what they've said. The relationship needs to end, and ShaCarri needs to be by herself. Anyways, y'all let me know what y'all think. All right, I'm gone. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good day. Bye, y'all.